What's up, people lovers? It is time for another episode of WTF happened in August 2019. I just got another message. I wasn't thinking what year we have. It was just like a wobbly message that I couldn't really know what he's trying to say. Okay. So, we're starting off with the MSC Finals. I was actually surprised that this still happened in August, but yeah, indeed, MSC Finals happened there. Mr. Tato against Mr. Yo. It was a $10,000 tournament organized by Mr. Memp. We had all the hybrid maps, and in the end, Mr. Yo won, to the surprise of a lot of people, because Tato was looking pretty sharp. Yo, before that, nice performance against Doubt, and before that, Doubt actually won the Viper, which was probably one of the, biggest surprises of the tournament. Mr. Yo, congratulations, winning, I believe, $4,000 in this one. And overall, a pretty successful tournament. Obviously, we had a lot of shit talk before that. A lot of people didn't like it. But in the end, I would say a pretty nice one there for sure. Then we had Battle for number 2, a tournament that was kind of a tournament to determine who is the second best player in the world. The Viper was not to participate, and Leary, MBL, Tato, and Mr. Yo. On the list, maybe some of you might be missing the Max, but, well, he did not play for some reason, and they did a round robin, and the top 2 in the end were playing against each other. So Mr. Yo and Tato, back-to-back finals in this one. And some drama in the tournament. We had a tournament scheduled Friday, 3 games of the round robin, Saturday, 3 games of the round robin. Mr. Yo winning 3, Tato winning 2, meaning MBL and Leary didn't need to play their last game to determine who would be 3rd or 4th, because there was only prize money for the top 2. But obviously, 4 or 5k people waiting to see the scheduled match between the 2 of them, and they decided, not playing for nothing wasn't theirs, and therefore they didn't play the series. Not too well received by some parts of the community. I think before the tournament, we just should have maybe said, if the series is not important, we shouldn't play it. That is kind of the problem of the round robin, right? We have a bit too many draws and some unimportant matches in this format. Yeah. Maybe go for the GSL format or something else. I think the match, maybe if the rules just said only play the necessary series, it would have been a bit less bad feelings overall. In the end, Tato won in the finals against Mr. Yo in this one. Collected, I believe, $1,000, $250 for Mr. Yo, organized by Mr. Mashmora, and $250 were given by T90. And yeah, underperformance surely there from Leary, losing both his series against Tato and Mr. Yo 0-3. Tato won, Yo won MSC. Yeah, indeed. So, congratulations to him. The Viper, obviously, as number 1 in the world, was not invited in this one. And surely a nice idea. I actually had the same idea earlier. For me, the Max would have been on that list, but maybe it didn't have time on that weekend or wasn't interested with the settings or something. Map pool had the small problem that it had a lot of water maps, so felt a bit repetitive, especially because it was kind of the standard water maps as well. Later, 1 weekend later, I think the tournament was so full of events. It was a sick month for Age of Empires fans for sure. We had the Mono Civ Cup, a tournament organized by ECL. Where do I get the picture? Here. And we had some real star players in there. Make it a bit bigger, but oh boy, well, I have too big of an ego to be in the background there. Indeed. Hey yo. And all the 60 players only had one civilization that they could play throughout the whole tournament. It was decided by everyone was giving a list, or at least they had the chance to give the list. The Viper didn't. And seed number 16 gets his first civilization. 15, the first one that was on his list, like the highest that is still left on his list, so forth and so on. So arguably seed number 1 has the 16th best civilization, and well, seed number 4, whatever it was the Viper, got Indians and went through there. Had an admin win against Winchester to begin with, then beat Vivi, had a pretty easy series against Nikov and against MBL. It never really looked close either, we have to say. MBL with the strong Berbers going through into the finals. Nice performance there by Lux, beating Stark earlier against the Slavs. Chart and, well, had an okay-ish first game, or a good first game for sure, against MBL there. Nikov taking second place, semi-final place after beating Doubt as well. Was a nice tournament happening over weekend finals. Sadly had to be delayed because the Viper had some personal issues, all taken care of, all good now. And well, the Viper winning with arguably one of the weaker civilizations. And now obviously a lot of people are saying, Indians are so underrated. And then people are saying, Viper is so underrated. And yeah, I don't know who is right, but yeah, it is very easy to be results oriented here, right? And quote them then. Then we had a beautiful tournament. 2 pools. Was a tournament where we had 8 teams performing, playing some 2v2s against each other with very different settings. We had 7 civilizations in a best of 7 picked for yourself, 7 civilizations picked by your opponent for you, and then you always had to use one of pool 1 and one of pool 2 to play some games. We had a very high level sign up field, as you can see here. We had Miguel Dugao actually winning against Yo and Tim, which was a big surprise, and in the end MBL, Nikov and Hera, after beating Secret A and after that Secret B, taking the whole cup. Was a really good one, and if you missed that, well, now you're spoiled, but we had incredible games. Another good thing was that the maps were really entertaining as well. The big problem with those were on the draft was really long, right? We had to draft 4 or 6 maps. It was always Arabia at the start, and then also all the civilizations, no time limits, was just typing them in the chat. Took some time, some delays, but in the end, the games really delivered, especially the finals and the semi-finals. I like them quite a bit. Doubt Slam against VNS was a close series, and Lux Vivi 3-2. I don't even remember that one, but that had to be a good series as well. I'm pretty sure. Like I was really surprised how good the games were and how entertaining. Doubles Ages performed pretty well as well. And then we had, during the same weekend, we had Gamescom in Germany. Yeah. A place where 250,000 people meet to talk about games and trying to look what new games are coming out. And Microsoft also was around and letting people play Definitive Edition of Age of Empires 2 for the very first time. And they also announced the release date being the 14th of November. There will also be a convention in London. I don't really know the name anymore. E2019 or E something, where there will be infos apparently about Age of Empires 4 XO19. Okay, and yeah, November 14th, 14/11. What did I say? I thought I said 14th. And yeah, so whole Age of Empires world, very excited about that, obviously. And then last weekend we had the ECL Finals, and there were also 2 DE show matches showing 2 of the civilizations. And yeah, the graphics looked really nice in my opinion, and 2 of the civilizations were shown on the ECL or Escape AOE channel. You will find the VODs of that, or the VODs on their Twitch account. Civilizations obviously are absolutely not balanced. They couldn't show 2 because they were too broken, and or I'm not sure if that was the main reason, but it's surely a civilization that is too broken at the moment to not really be too good. We had some unfortunate PC issues with the streaming PCs. That's why we mainly were looking over at the POV streams of the players, but I think that wasn't really a problem. It was cast by Zero Empires and Cision, the lead developer for Forgotten Empires, who was doing Age of Empires 2 DE and did all the expansions prior to that. The show match on YouTube as well. Okay, that's awesome. The show match were September 1st. Well, I will still include them. And I also will talk about day 3 of the ECL Finals, not only day 1 and 2, even though it was not in August, but the 1st of September. And then we had the ECL Finals. 1 year-long tournament. Escape Champions League, $65,000 prize pool, sponsored by Microsoft. All the greatest casters in the world, casting over a year, promoting the event. Official channel, 8 incredible teams, diverse settings, ending there in Manchester. We were 3 days. It was T90, Memp, Onlu, Barbecue Turkmen, me, and Dem Ice Red casting. The teams were Suomi, AM, and Secret, fighting it off over 3 days, 2 days of group stage and 1 final day. Into the finals made it AM and Secret. Suomi, with a close performance, had an incredible series there Saturday evening. And yeah, sadly, we're close, but in the end, no cigar. We kind of got the finals we wanted with the AM, with the Secret though, right? We're 1 and 2 after the year as well. The games were pretty much as good as they could have been. I was super excited, and that was like the very best thing about ECL, right? Diverse settings, diverse maps, preparation is key. Preparation wins you series, preparation wins you tournaments, and I loved, like, every month ECL events came around and I had never seen the map, never seen the civilization composition, and we're really excited. What do the top 2 to top 8 teams in the world think about how this should be played and how this should be approached? And it absolutely was the same this year again. Strategies that were new, approaches that were super professional on so many levels. Suomi training 2 weeks, Secret training like 3 or 4 days, and AM talking about it on the bus there and playing Dota 2 beforehand. And Zero Empires even came over to Leary and forbid him to install Dota 2 after he tried to. And yeah, the games were really, really good. Like, I think that was one of the most disappointing thing about NAC 2, I would say, for me, that a lot of series weren't that good and like games weren't that good, and I have no idea why. Maybe I should one day think about it. And yeah, but the games at ECL were really good, and I like that. Also, the beautiful thing about the mix, like hyper competitive 1v1s, hyper competitive 2v2s, hyper competitive 3v3s, all in a row, and then a very nice mixture for the finals, just made it really good. And yeah, castle performance was very much liked as well. Organization, the crew there was, yeah, super professional. We have seen stuff like with all the 6 players sitting in front of the crowd, cameras everywhere, POV streams, something we haven't seen from Age of Empires. And yeah, so much going right. Viewer count, disappointing. Probably nothing else we could say about that. And yeah, we had, I think, Friday stream peaked at 5.5K, Saturday as well, Sunday peaked at 7K. Has something between NSC 1 and NSC 2 for roughly $100,000 investment for Microsoft. All the top casters there, all the top players there. People were hoping for more. And now there are a lot of threads on AoE Zone and Reddit where the escape team is asking for feedback. If you have any, they would probably love to have your input in there. Obviously, know that to be respectful, but I don't have to tell that to my viewers, right? And it was 5.2 at the highest, maybe on Friday and Saturday. Sunday had 7k. Apparently, I don't know. I didn't watch the numbers. We had the DD show matches peaking at 5k or something as well. So that went up a bit after that, I believe. So yeah, let's go on the search why they didn't reach the numbers they wanted to. Was it the promotion? Was it that the channel was pretty much idle of Age of Empires 2 content for a very long time? Was it the long breaks? It cannot be the money, it cannot be the casters, cannot be the players. Yeah, it is just tricky. The opening event in January wasn't great. They didn't have great viewer numbers. It is not easy, and I'm sad for them, honestly. Like, I know how much work I put in there, and like for my tournaments, and they are doing this like full time, 4 people for half a year, kind of working to this major 3-day event, right? And you've seen all the work put in there. Like, they did so much stuff better than I did, and so much stuff better than T90 did for Hidden Cup and NAC2 respectively. Yeah, production was really good. And honestly, when I first heard of ECL, which was like, I think January or something in 2018, I was thinking like, this is the dream. A Microsoft League, offline finals. And the old days actually, New York was still something that we thought would be the offline final place. Don't really know why. And I was streaming of 100k viewers. And yeah, that might be dumb and crazy. But yeah, I'm a dreamer sometimes. And obviously I knew that would never happen. But before I went there, I thought, like, I would not have been surprised if they broke 20k viewers. And also I talked to Nikov, who said like, yeah, they will easily have between 20 and 30k. Yeah. To be fair, NAC2 was better than ECL for players. Adaptation from settings like maps and sling and stuff from a player's perspective. Yeah, Larry, but that's not how it works, right? Only because players are more happy doesn't mean that viewer numbers are higher. Might have been the same for a viewer perspective. I don't know. They had Twitch front page, I believe, every day, yeah. That was actually, I didn't know they had Twitch front page. And during the very first series, they had 4.5k viewers. And I was like, holy shit. 4.5k viewers during the very first series. They can break 20k here. And then in the second series had 3k viewers. So they lost the friend page there. Twitch front page doesn't mean that much anymore. It does. Yeah. So a bit of bad feelings there. I wish them the best of luck. I know they have new projects coming up. Gladiator is announced, right? That will be a new format they will be hosting, I believe, a King of the Hill format. Like, not King of the Hill at the game settings, but there's a player playing, and if he wins, he will be invited to next week. I think happening on Fridays now. So kind of the same day T90 is doing his community games. Will be interesting. I hope they continue. The work they put in there was great. And there are some clever heads to think about how to improve and how to get stuff better. And yeah, maybe I need to reflect on that as well. If I, think about like the upcoming DM World Cup, for example, and what we need to do to attract viewers to make them, stay on the site and see something. Rough. And yeah, those were my thoughts for the last month. Goodbye, YouTube, and we will go over to the question and answer on Twitch. Have a great one, guys. See you all next month.